Okay, guys, just going to do a quick preview of Sunday's Gallops meeting in Launceston on the 2nd of July. Bit of housekeeping to kick off with. Rails out 10.5 metres, which obviously means small fields, and can sometimes mean it's leader dominated, but obviously depends on where the fast lane is, etc. So worth watching the first few. But anyway, it's not the best punting card you'll ever see, but there's still 8 winners to be found. The first, pretty thin maiden, if truth be told. Just when I go through it, obviously I bet a fair bit on harness racing, and that background makes me a bit of a sucker for horses who map to get soft runs on speed. An egalitarian meets that, ticks that box. So forced to pick one, I'd probably go here. Superbia was pretty good in a stronger race last time, and Oceana Hope's a bit of a watch first up, but yeah, not too much form, and Candlepin's boxed on okay last time. So the second, so over the 1400 for the maidens. Fearless Fallou's been super honest since coming to Tassie. Races on speed, makes its own luck, so the draw's not a huge concern. Always been a bit of a fan of Valerius. He looks like making a horse. Just obviously with the rail being out, he'll probably get back a little bit. I do think one of that duo will win, but there's a few others with claims, Trophy Leagues, Taloka, Dragonbite, Hot Chisel. Just got my doubts about the race it came through last time, same with Oris Jeff, but confident either 6 or 7 wins. Forced to pick one, I'd pick 7 because it makes its own luck on speed. The third, over the staying trip, just when you look at this, I just keep coming back to Broadway Velvet. She's probably got the most upside going forward of all of them. So, won a she like last time, but it is actually a pretty big, steep rising grade. But so 2 starts at the distance for a first and a second. 3 over the distance for 2 wins and a second. The only issue is you're going to be taking short price, and I think anything over 250 is probably worth a bet, but not sure if she'll get out to those sort of odds. Fourth, I actually back Boxer Frogs first up, and he went fair. He wasn't sort of back me next time type of run, but gets a lot of things in his favour today. He's got the heavy 8, the claim especially makes him look especially well weighted. And he's another one who'll race on speed and make his own luck, and he's better suited over 1400 than the 1200 first up. So Stella Trial, obviously she's classy mare. You can forgive the Devonport run. I always forgive horses who fail on the surface there, and previous form obviously gives her a chance, handles weak ground. I just think but she's actually giving Boxer Frogs weight, which is difficult to see her turning the tables. Dean Zao, he's sort of honest, and Cool Cash very similar. He'll keeps chugging away at the 1 speed, but Boxer Frogs does look the winner, but whether you want to line up and take odds-on's another matter. The fifth, look to be 3 clear chances here in It's a Battle, Hervona and Mully's Idol. A lot will depend on the track pattern. Mully's Idol 6 months ago would have been clear top picks, probably just a bit down in that form, and also draws the outside gate. So but I'd still probably have him on top. The other 2 are both in form consistent, but I just think Mully's Idol's probably got more upside when he's at the top of his game. So Yeah, you'll probably make him the selection there. The 7th, this is a tricky race. You got By the Pound first up in the state, and Newt's, it does look well placed, and Katoon actually really liked its trial at Devonport, but it also draws the outside gate and might get back. So, yeah, no, just with By the Pound in the race, it's very tricky to get it too involved. Like, you can't really jump into Newts at sort of 2 to 1 if, you know, this horse could come out and win by 5. So, I was thinking Katoon with the gate, it'll probably drift out to backable odds, so probably have something each way on her, just for an interest. The 7th, excuse me, pretty good field, actually, very even. I am actually keen on Winston Wolf. Yeah, I did say never again last time, but I actually do like the rider change with Siggy Carr taking over. Just think he's a horse you have to kid to a little. Yeah, and Siggy's got very good hands. Horses settle for her and tend to travel. You know, it seems strange that I like a horse because Perez has jumped off it, given, you know, he's obviously a super jockey, but does have a different skill set to Siggy. He's more of an enforcer type, and I think this horse is one you've got to kid to a little. So happy to be on. She has ridden him once before and got the custard. Just had a look at the Stride Master data there before from the Hobart meeting when they last met. And so Winston Wolf ran his last 634.01, fair enough, it was over 1100 metres. And what looks his main danger on paper was super impressive. First up was Sebring's Joy, ran his last 635.6, so he's 10 lengths slower. So you'd imagine the Wolf should have too much tactical speed late for him. The other thing as well, if we look through his form, you know, it's easy to, don't watch the replay, is probably the best way to explain it. So here's the Wolf here, settling last. It's actually a lot of this field, time commands outside the leader. Love Magic here. He gets shoved 3 wide. Winston Wolf trailing. Keith Samir back on the fence. So here they are here. Love Magic. Here's Winston Wolf. He looks all over a winner here. Starts hanging in. And time commands kicks back. Keith Samir hits the line okay. You know, so you tend to look, oh, he's turned it up type of thing. So you don't want to be on again. Even the start before he did something similar.
$31 chance.
Here he is last again. So circling the field. You know, he looks all over a winner here. It's Nielsen in front. And Savrajet running into third. Here's Keith Samir again. You know, so that form stood up to his next start. Actually, if we go back through this field, Nielsen since come out and run a good second behind Merrick's Beauty, who came out and won again. Savrajet came out and won its next start. Keith Samir, he came out and ran third in the race. Winston Wolf, so the form's actually stood up pretty well if we think of it that way. So, you know, whilst it's easy to just look at the negative side of it, like I think it's about $3.70 at the moment. So, you know, happy to take the risk, barrier 1, hopefully, and back out to 1400. You know, so with the obviously slightly slower tempo, you imagine he probably settle a bit closer anyway. So very happy to be on the Wolf. And the last, Trusted Warrior, it's very difficult to make a case for anything to beat him, and he really does look thrown in. But he's going to be odds on, and you've got a horse here first up from Victoria that you're just impossible to line up. So you don't want to launch in without having any idea of the ability of Flying GP. So he should be winning, but backing him is another thing. So as I said, very tricky card. A lot of sort of short price favourites. Make the best race 7, number 3, Winston Wolf. You said, look, you've got a few shorties there, so there's not too many others. There are like Broadway Velvet, Box of Frogs, Trusted Warrior. You've got By the Pound Impossible to line up here, so it's hard to bet. Said like a lot depends on how the track's playing, which one of those two. And in the first, like, Egalitarian's probably going to be on speed on the fence, and if the fence is off, it's probably no chance. So we might just leave it there. We'll just have the one bet for the day in race 7, number 3, Winston Wolf. And yeah, I just think that he's 370 now. I can't see him getting too much better than that. Yeah, so anyway, guys, we will leave it there, and we'll be back for the meeting next week. But thanks again.